into authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us, from personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation.
Okay, nonetheless, right? We're going to get right on into the order of business. As the title said, oh my God, Jay Z raped a girl lawsuit. What? Well, didn't he sleep with Aaliyah and Foxy underage? Who's surprised? Not me. Let's sip some hot tea. And much more. Diddy updates. We got Wendy Williams. These are all things we're going to get into this week. We got Jamie Foxx's new comedy special coming out on Netflix. I think that's today. What is today? What is today? It may be tomorrow. It's tomorrow on the 10th. Check out the Jamie Foxx Netflix special where he's supposed to drop some tea talk about him and Diddy. If Diddy maybe drugged him or had him drugged and, had him in a comatose state where he popped out of the situation like, no, I'm okay. Just, had a little minor mishap or whatever. Nah, nigga, something happened to your ass. So we want to know what happened, Jamie. So we're looking forward to this tea talk you're going to do tomorrow on Netflix. Okay. Y'all tune in. I'm going to drop my narrative commentator opinion on it afterwards, not during, because I want to really enjoy it, but afterwards, so yeah. That's tea, y'all. That's tea. What else do we have up on the whiteboard? Krishan Rock got a nigga named Ronnie running around saying he her baby daddy, saying that, you know what I'm saying? He was somewhere in the vicinity of the situation when she got pregnant, that she was, coming from Blueface going to him. Right? Bro, it's so much on the whiteboard. We're not gonna be able to get it all in. Scott Jackson, baby daddy, running around talking about, he doing this and doing that with everybody, and they daddy or little brother, somebody that got up on I think it was TikTok or was it Twitter? It was somewhere, y'all. And on these motherfucking social media streets talking about his ass and him was canoodling together, and that Sky Jackson's baby daddy is a homosexual. And I see when I looked up on the screen and seen him walking with her, talking on the phone all ahead of her like an ungentleman like man. Just know, you know what I'm saying? What's the word that we use? You know what I'm saying? No gentleman sportsmanship shown in the situation whatsoever. He walking all in front of the young girl. I believe she had a baby with him. Very cute baby. It was nothing like that. He was just very, rude about the situation, y'all. There's no chivalry in dating no more. These men don't respect you, hold your hand, walk on the outside. It's terrible down here through the situations with relationships, girl. I don't even know why we really fuck with them, for real. Not for nothing. It is what it is. I'm not, scrutinizing men. What I'm saying is Sky Jackson's situation, for I looked up and seen, he had no respect for the young woman. And then somebody that came out and said that he was sleeping with Sky Jackson's baby daddy when they've been together. That's tea is hot. We're gonna sip. Just hilarious. Got her naked ass, and no, that's not AI. Okay, that is her with a pair of tennis shoes on, some socks, nothing else, on a fuzzy rug with her baby in some gym shorts, some socks, and some tennis shoes. In a very provocative, misconstruing looking ass photo. It's like, where are you supposed to think that this and photograph is going to, you know what I'm saying, reach us and make us think that this was tasteful and classful, because it wasn't. It was very distasteful, very, you know what I'm saying, stupid to even sit there and look like that in a picture with your baby, period. And then peddle it down to the internet like we give a fuck. But that's on the whiteboard, okay? So first up, we got Jay Z, y'all. Let's get on in here and talk about it, okay? Jay Z has recently came up on some very scrutinizing situations where it looks like he has a motherfucking lawsuit, y'all. Okay, um, yes, it motherfucking does, girl. Let's pull that up. Everybody talking about it, so it should pop right up.
Ladies, how many times have you told yourself that you're going to work out, you're going to lose?
Let's take a listen.
It is a new hour here on Live Now from Fox, and we do have some breaking news that we want to bring to you. It was being reported by TMZ and now Fox News. We are learning that Jay Z is accused of raping a 13-year-old girl. That is new in the Diddy lawsuit, and the new allegations are just coming out this evening. Jay Z is being accused of raping a minor along with Diddy at a MTV VMAs after party back in 2000, according to documents obtained by Fox News Digital tonight. The lawsuit, which was initially filed back in October, was refiled tonight in New York by an anonymous accuser claiming Jay Z, whose full name is Sean Carter, raped her while Combs and a celebrity B watched. So that other celebrity, was not named. Initially, the lawsuit stated Combs raped the minor while celebrity A and celebrity B watched. Carter was named as celebrity A in the refiled lawsuit. Representatives for Jay Z did not immediately respond to Fox News' digital request for comment. Combs and Carter allegedly, quote, took turns assaulting the minor, according to the lawsuit. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault, it alleges. The 13-year-old girl was dropped off at Radio City Music Hall by a friend as she wanted to attend the MTV Video Music Awards back in 2000, according to the lawsuit. In an attempt to gain entry to the venue, she began approaching limousine drivers waiting outside the celebrity-filled event. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for Diddy, the lawsuit read. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that, quote, she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. The 13-year-old, quote, recognized many celebrities upon arrival at the party and was required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. However, she was not given a copy. Combs, who would have been 30 years old at the time, then allegedly attempted to force the girl to perform oral sex on him. He stopped after she hit him in the neck, according to the lawsuit here. So now Jay Z being accused in this now 24 years ago, raping a 13-year-old alongside Diddy at an after party here. So these are the newest allegations rocking the music world this evening, and we wanted to bring that to your attention all right here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, we will continue to follow this major story as the Diddy saga continues, and now more celebrities getting caught up in it here. These new allegations rocking Hollywood and the music industry as we speak right now.
Okay.
Want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago? Look, if
That is a spiel on the Jay Z lawsuit. Okay. Apparently, Jay Z has been added to a situation where Diddy was in attendance. He was in attendance, and somebody else then took a 13-year-old girl from some type of industry party they had going on. And the 13-year-old back in 2000, year 2000, so this would be 24 years ago, said now that she was raped by Jay Z and Diddy and somebody else, y'all. I didn't quite hear who that was. It was going really, really fast. So I really want to thank everybody. We've already had 20 people come on in, and I thank all of you for, taking a peek, listening, and liking what you see. He denies the allegations. Entertainment Tonight 2 hours ago speaks on it. We're going to take a listen to what they talking about, okay?
Jay Z breaking his silence to deny an allegation he raped a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs 24 years ago.
You're going to name names in these lawsuits. As of now, do you have celebrity names?
I do. I think people already are suspecting some of the names that you might see. I think some of them will be shocking, though.
Jay, the first celebrity named by attorney Tony Busby to be accused of sexual assault in connection to Diddy. 2 months after a woman choosing to go by the name Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against Diddy, she added Jay Z and real name Sean Carter as a defendant. The woman claiming she was raped in 2000 by the two men, while a still unnamed female celebrity watched during a party at a New York City residence following the MTV Video Music Awards.
They don't want me to go to parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my parties.
It didn't take long for Jay to respond. In a statement posted on X, he called the allegations heinous in nature and slammed Busby, claiming his lawyer received a blackmail attempt from deplorable Busby. Jay says Busby's motive was to create a calculated allegation which would result in public scrutiny that would make me want to settle. But Jay claps back. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny.
People that attended the parties that watched some of this behavior occur and stood by and let it happen.
Jay Z also making rare comments about how the allegation will affect his family, including wife Beyonce and their 3 kids, Blue Ivy, Rumi, and Sir. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit.
How much bigger can it get?
It'll get a lot bigger. I think we're at the tip of the iceberg at this moment.
All right, y'all heard that. Well, Jay Z
The average person sees around 10,000 online ads daily.
and up for a lawsuit. Okay. A girl from 24 years ago, and in the state of California or New York, there's no statute of limitations for Jay Z to not be held accountable for these moments if they are true. According to Busby, Attorney Busby, that's representing John Doe, whichever, however that's going to be. He said he got tapes. He said he got records. He got photos. He got accounts of the situation that could bring Jay Z to his motherfucking knees. Jay Z said, "I want to see you try, because I'm going to give you the best of what I can to counteract this moment, so that you don't think you got one over on me and try to take me down from my empire, standpoint." So, yeah, y'all, it's getting wild out here. Jay Z, everybody's been saying Jay Z, was gonna get taken down. I wasn't opposed to saying that Jay Z could be, also needing to be held accountable for actions of things that were illegal and things like that, because Jay Z was with Aaliyah when she was underage. Foxy Brown. You see what I'm saying? So not for nothing, that was right in front of our faces. Jay Z was, with Aaliyah and Foxy Brown when they were. So I mean, I don't know if Rihanna was under, but it's buzzing around that she was when Jay Z, got wind of her and started sniffing up under her, and you know what I'm saying, made it a thing with Rihanna, to put Rihanna in the game as one of the baddest bitches in the game, like Beyonce, right? And we know that how you go about doing that with Jay Z is you know what I'm saying, do what you do intimately with Jay Z. So not for nothing, you know what I'm saying, we believe that that's what that was to have been done. So Jay Z under a lawsuit. Now we're like, okay, y'all done peddled this situation around down to the lawsuit situation, but what about criminal? Why isn't anything criminal? Let's see if TMZ talking about anything, y'all. Sean Diddy Combs accused. We know all of that. Okay, here we go. Jay Z accused of raping 13-year-old girl with Diddy, the TMZ podcast. Let's listen to what TMZ is talking about. We are only going to get the real of the real, never the fake of the fake over here when you are dealing with T talking. That's all we're going to talk about is what's real.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton.
I'm Charlie Naff.
And today we're talking about Jay Z.
Woo! This was an insane headline yesterday. He is being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl in a Diddy lawsuit, but he says it's a blackmail attempt.
We'll also talk about Barry Keoghan and his rumored other woman, Brecky. Brecky, is that her name?
Yeah, Brecky Hill.
Never heard that name, Brecky, before.
Cute.
It's there's no need for the R there. It's like Becky or
R. Oh.
Anyway, she's denying it. He's logging off Instagram, deactivate. It's getting pretty crazy.
See you later. Yep.
And finally, end of an era.
No pun intended.
Definitely pun intended. Taylor Swift's tour ended last night. We'll give you the stats and we'll talk about her farewell concert.
Yes.
To begin with, though, Jay Z has been dragged into the muck. For a while, people were speculating potentially his name might come up as part of this Diddy investigation, and now it has. So this is a lawsuit that was previously filed in October.
Right.
Naming Diddy, but having two unnamed other celebrities as part of an incident involving a 13-year-old girl. Well,
right. Well, she claimed Diddy and an unnamed celebrity proceeded to assault her while an unnamed female watched.
Well, now we know who the alleged male is.
Right.
And it's Jay Z.
Yeah, so it was the lawsuit was refiled against Diddy to include Jay Z on Sunday.
But not include the mystery female.
Correct.
Who, I mean, people are still asking, who is she and why aren't you putting her name in there if you're putting the other names in there? But obviously, Jay Z has come out and adamantly denied it, saying, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby, What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. He also goes on to talk about his family. He says, my only heartbreak is for my family, my wife, and I'll have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and I'll explain the cruelty and greed of some people.
Wow.
So,
and even Diddy's lawyers come out too and basically saying like, look, this shows like these lawsuits are bogus. And so Diddy's lawyer said, the amended complaint and the recent extortion lawsuit against Mr. Busby exposes his barrage of lawsuits against Mr. Combs for what they are, shameless publicity stunts.
Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the coming days because one man's blackmail is another man's settlement negotiations. Like,
yeah,
isn't that what you do before? Basically, what Tony Busby, the lawyer, must have done is say, Jay Z, my client, she's willing to settle with you for this amount of money. If you
and
don't,
won't name you.
We won't name you. Yes or no? And Jay Z said no, and now they're naming him. And now he's going to have to fight against these, like, the worst allegations anyone could ever be accused of.
Yeah.
Also, interestingly, tonight is the premiere of Mufasa, a movie that Beyonce stars in, and it's Blue Ivy's very first, like, big movie role. So you would have thought before yesterday, maybe, that Jay Z would be there to support his two main girls, but maybe not now.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't even think Beyonce or Blue Ivy walk the red carpet.
You don't think anyone walks?
I don't think so.
Well,
because
Jay-Z...
they would be asked about it, or like reporters would be watching them, right, and be like, "Oh, they were unbothered." And I don't think they want to continue the narrative.
It's so true, but if you're Jay Z sitting there and say you haven't done anything,
yeah,
and you be looking at your daughter Blue Ivy. This is her big moment, her first moment, her debut, and you not only can't you go, but you're not going to let her go because of some allegation against you?
I mean, if you think about it, when all the allegations came out about Diddy, he didn't attend huge milestones as well.
He was out and about. He was in Miami.
He was just at his house. You're just thinking of the paparazzi of him, like, in his backyard. But he didn't go to, like, his twin daughter's prom. He didn't go to, like, kids' graduations. Like, actual, like, you know, milestone events he missed out on because he was trying to, you know, not have the attention go in the wrong place.
Totally. Well, I mean, this
and look,
Diddy case,
we don't know if these allegations are true or not.
Of course.
We have no idea. We're just kind of, you know, giving you guys the facts as we get them. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a wild ride.
It's going to be interesting to know who that third alleged person was in the room, because clearly they could back up one of the stories.
Right.
Also, there were plenty of people supposedly at that freak-off, like not in the room, but at the party. So if there's eyewitness accounts of them going into a room together, more is going to come out. And this Diddy case is just going to be the biggest trial ever.
And I also wonder too, remember they had alleged that Diddy had filmed all these freak-offs? Is this on camera? Is this on tape?
That's why they raided, to try to get like the tapes before he like destroyed them. My God.
But I feel like they would have said that, right? If there was evidence, that would have been said in the lawsuit. And
but I don't know Busby
I don't think
would
he
know
would have
that.
been named.
I don't know Busby would know what the
tapes
FBI
were found. Yeah, that's possible. But then it would have been in the indictment, right?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade, Charlie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, on to our next story. Barry Keoghan is very upset about being an alleged cheater, and Brecky Hill is kind of pretending to be upset.
All right, that was some insight from the TMZ podcast. So Jay Z was the anonymous person that was, you know, on the radar of the lawsuit with Diddy or whatever. Okay, they tried to extort him, according to him, and say, if you keep quiet, then we, will not bring you out and say you are the other person that is in this situation with one other person, right? So not for nothing, here's Court TV with the update. Let's take a listen. We are taking a listen in on Jay Z being from anonymous to the person named in a Diddy sexual assault lawsuit on a 13-year-old.
With you some brand new developments we are learning in the Sean Diddy Combs investigations and civil lawsuits. We know this is an ongoing case against him, and now we are learning that one of the civil complaints that's been brought against Diddy has been amended. It's been amended. And so you may recall us talking about this case previously, and a case about a 13-year-old allegedly being raped by Diddy, allegedly being assaulted and raped by another male celebrity who was previously not identified.
Okay, that's why we don't know who that is.
Now, that celebrity has been identified. He's been identified as fellow hip-hop mogul Jay Z. His name has been revealed. The allegation is that he and Diddy raped a 13-year-old girl at an after party in the year 2000 after the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, Jay Z is denying these allegations. In a statement he posted to his X account, he denies the allegations and questions why this was done civilly, why this civil lawsuit was filed demanding money, and why a criminal complaint has not been made. He writes, quote, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." End quote. So that was what Jay Z said publicly on his X account. In a statement to ABC News, that attorney, Mr. Busby, said, quote, "The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter that will be litigated in court." Now, this is the same lawsuit that was filed in October, accusing Diddy and accusing another celebrity of working in conjunction with Diddy to rape a 13-year-old not identified in the complaint, just named only as Jane Doe. And they also allege in this suit that another female celebrity was there the whole time watching this happen. So basically, we've heard these allegations about Diddy, and we're wondering who these two other celebrities are. In the first suit, they were just named as Celebrity A, a male celebrity, and Celebrity B, a female. Female just said to be watching, but Celebrity B said to have been taking part.
Is that the reason why Jay Z been distant from Diddy and Diddy been somewhere like on his head? Like, nigga, you need to get your ass in contact with me. And Jay Z's like, nigga, you hot. Nigga, you hot. You know what I'm saying? The feds all I watch you. You're hot. We know a bumper clot with you right now. Nigga, you hot, man. You know, Jay Z got the dreads or whatever, right? So it's like, nigga, is that why Jay Z is somewhere? Like, get away from me, goddamn it, me. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with you. Goddamn it, I done been in some compromising situations, goddamn it. I know that shit. Get your ass away from me. And then he's like, nigga, come in close. Come in close with me. So me and you can try to get ahead of this shit together. It's better if we stick together than be apart. Excuse me. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe that's what that's looking like. Why? You know what I'm saying? Diddy want Jay Z to be in there close with him. And since Jay Z was like, no, Diddy was like, you gonna get in here with me one way or the other. You want to be in jail with me, motherfucker? So I think maybe, you know what I'm saying, Diddy done brought Jay Z into this shit. Like, no. Y'all got Jay Z's ass in here as anonymous. He is the other culprit in this motherfucking situation. That's what I believe. Let's listen.
In the assaultive behavior. So now that suit has been amended and Jay Z's name has been filled in. His real name, Sean Carter. So now he's a defendant along with Diddy in this particular civil lawsuit. There's so much to discuss here. Let me bring in our law enforcement analyst rather, this hour. She is a law enforcement expert. She's also a trial consultant. Sunny Slaughter on the program. Sunny, good morning to you. We talked about this. We talked about this when that suit was first filed. We were all wondering, who are these celebrities? Who is this man who is alleged to have raped this child, as Diddy is alleged to have raped this child? And who is this female celebrity who's alleged to have watched these rapes happen?
And let me say something real quick before she get on her, understanding of what's going on. It's not Jaguar. Okay? It's not Jaguar Wright that been peddling her pussy and everybody else's asses all around the internet with these fake ass motherfucking victims. It's not her, because I remember her ass said she seen Jay Z and Diddy having sex. Okay, it wasn't her. If this situation happened, I bet you goddamn me one thing, it won't be Jaguar as the next motherfucker to come up from anonymous and say it's Jaguar Wright. Let's listen.
What's your reaction, please, to this allegation being brought against Sean Carter and him not wanting to settle this?
As they pay some bills,
This could be the big.
Okay, we are taking a listen to Jay Z coming up from being anonymous to now we know that Jay Z is supposed to be the other culprit in this situation. Okay.
Good morning, Julie. Here we go again. Here we go with this case and the unfolding of it. So when it comes to Sean Carter being named, we've been hearing the rumblings and the ramblings that it could be him, that he could have something to do with this, and now the name is out. I have to agree with him. If this is a criminal case, criminal charges, let's see that happen. I am always, as a law enforcement expert, a litigation consultant, and someone that specializes in trafficking and sexual exploitation cases, concerned when we go to mediation regarding something that's criminal and not to the criminal litigation and for the investigation that is necessary in this case. Although it might be 24 years old, the allegations, we investigate cases that are 24 years old as law enforcement. And I think we need to see clear eyes and take down the temperature with the hype and get into the investigative material and start with Homeland Security Investigations, who has the expertise, who did the execution of the search warrant on Sean Puffy Combs stuff, and let's get into it that way as opposed to having mediation. These are criminal allegations, and we should not take them lightly, and particularly based on the age of the individual, and there could be others allegations.
Right, Sonny. And excellent points here. And let's keep taking it a step further. So you said this is a valid point, and I agree. I agree. I said it to my colleague, our senior producer on the show, Eric Goldson, when he said Jay Z makes this point about why isn't this criminal? And I said, yeah, he's right. And I looked at law. So the New York Child Victims Act, sometimes we hear it referred to as the CVA, a wonderful piece of legislation that opens up the window of the statute of limitations, right? Statutes of limitations, bar complaints that are outside of the window of time. And this extends them for child sexual abuse. And it does it in both civil court and in criminal court. And Sonny, you're familiar with this. So I'm doing the math here. This is alleged to have occurred in the year 2000. Okay, we're in 2024, and the statute of limitations is still open for a criminal case. According to what I'm seeing online, it's 28 years for felony offenses. Yep. So if this rape did occur, there's still 4 more years that this can be filed. And this is just the filing, and you know that, Sonny, just got to get the filing in, and then the prosecution can commence. So I'm curious your thoughts on that, Sonny, as an investigator. There's been a personal choice by this now woman, then 13-year-old complainant, who has chosen to go the civil route with attorney Tony Busby to get justice instead of going to investigators that we know of. Tony Busby could have said something publicly in response to Jay Z's comment that, well, she has reported it or something, but to our knowledge, there has been no report. What does that say to you when an alleged victim isn't choosing to go the criminal route?
So it could say multiple things, and one of those could be that maybe as a young person or as someone more mature, they did try that. And they had some type of negative encounter with law enforcement where they may not have been believed. Sometimes that does happen, and that could have made it impossible for this alleged victim to feel comforted by what law enforcement would and could do. However, with all of the spotlight now on the other case, now tying this into this case, they might feel like there's more leverage, and maybe they don't want to go to court and testify in a trial. However, I think it is the wrong thing to do at any place when we think that criminal charges against someone where there's an alleged victim that was a child, a minor at the time. I do not think that lawyers should take this tactic. I know they're defending their clients, but I do think that we need an investigation into this case. There is still the parents. We need to find out, where were the parents with this child? Who else did she tell? There's so many nuances that are not explained. I just don't think that we can say, okay, it's going to be a civil complaint, ignore the criminal charges. And like you said, we still have a 4-year window where charges could be filed, but we need to get to those first before we start talking about having a mediation.
Right. Excellent point, Sonny, as always. For anybody wondering who Tony Busby is, so Texas-based lawyer, we've got a quick clip of him. Let's take a look.
One of the things students
while they're paying bills,
to
we are taking a listen to everything Jay Z, now coming up off of being the anonymous person in the Diddy lawsuit from October, from the 13-year-old Jada John Doe. Okay.
Available online.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward.
Okay, so he is the lawyer who has filed numerous claims. He is representing numerous victims. I can't even recall the number, but I know that, Sonny, you and I don't have enough fingers and toes to count all of the alleged victims that this guy is representing. And I'm saying alleged here too because we don't know. Look, we'll see what happens in civil court. However, these cases are decided. They're merely accusations at this point against Sean Diddy Combs and now Sean Carter. Jay Z. Yeah. So I want to dig into that story with you, Sonny. And full disclosure for everyone at home, we at Court TV just obtained a copy of this amended complaint. So I'm reading through this now. I have my computer open and I'm looking at it. So a couple questions right away when we think, how did this child even get into this party? And so, Sonny, what's alleged here is that she has someone drop her off because she wanted to go to the VMA Awards, has a friend drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City. She wants to try to get into the VMAs. She said it was a bucket list thing for her, believed she could get in. Apparently, and again, this is all according to what Tony Busby set forth, but says that she started talking to limousine drivers who were parked in the area. And one of them who she spoke to apparently said that she fit what Diddy was looking for, that he liked younger girls. And this driver allegedly said that he had to take Diddy to the after party first, but told the plaintiff, come back to this exact location right after the VMAs, and I'm going to pick you up and take you to the after party. And so that is what is alleged to have done, that this driver takes her there. She says she enters a large white residence, a gated U-shaped driveway, and claims that she might have been asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement. She's not sure, didn't get a copy of that. Sonny, I'm sure that'll become important later on as we analyze this. She says she sees many celebrities, and there were waitresses circulating, carrying drinks on trays. She said she observed widespread drug use, including cocaine and marijuana use, took a drink that was reddish and yellow in color. She said it tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. Says after that, she felt woozy, felt the need to lie down. She looked for a place to rest, saw what appeared to be an empty bedroom. Lays down on the bed. Soon after, she alleges that Diddy and Jay Z, along with a female celebrity, enter the room. She automatically recognizes all three of them. Says that one of them, Combs, said, are you ready to party? Had a crazed look in his eyes. She claims that Combs threw her toward a wall, causing her to fall. Says she got up, at which point he grabbed her, threw her again on the bed. At that point, she claims that Jay Z removed her clothing as she grew more and more disoriented. The allegation is that Jay Z raped her first. That is the allegation, that he vaginally raped her while Combs and this female celebrity watched. That's what's being alleged. Then the allegations go on to further state that after Jay Z finished raping her, he stepped back toward a wall, and that Sean Diddy Combs stepped in and vaginally raped her while Jay Z and that female celebrity watched. I'm going to stop right there because I could keep going here, but that is the gist of it, that two rapes took place. That is what this complaint is alleging that Diddy and Jay Z both raped her, and that this female celebrity watched it happen. Okay, Sonny, let's start from the beginning of this story. The beginning of the story starts with a limo driver. I'm thinking about this person, this adult who transported a child to a party, allegedly. Does that sound a little bit like some sex trafficking? I don't know, but boy, if I was a federal prosecutor, I'd be paying close attention to this, wouldn't you?
The allegation, you hit it on the head. So this is transportation, and sometimes people think transportation in trafficking cases means out of the state or over state lines or something. Transportation is any mode of transportation where you are moving an underage or an individual that should not be moved to another location for sexual violence or trafficking, exploitation, any type of scheme. So first we have the limo driver, and I'm still talking about where were the parents, how did she get into this, and she never did make it into the concert that she wanted to make it in because that's not in there. So she immediately goes to this location, and then she's moving about with all of these celebrities. How is it that nobody in the room recognizes this very young, 13 is very young, and very young in looking and age. We're thinking 2000. Okay, how is she there? How long is she there? And all of this activity that happens there. Does she engage in alcohol and drugs? That is also another part and another point of criminal activity, serving alcohol and drugs to a minor. Another charge, allegations, once again, as we're saying this. And then how does she get to leave this location? I can't wait to look at this myself and start unpacking it. But Julie, you started right where it needed to begin. These are allegations. They are very serious allegations. They are very heinous allegations, but they also need to be investigated because there are too many individuals, starting with the limo driver, starting with how she got to the location, and everyone in between that need to have the conversation, the investigation, the parents, and how she got there, how she got home, what happened, what did she say at school to her friends, counselors. Did she ever say anything to anyone else? Is there a therapist some point in time along the way? Who did she talk to? I want to know everything. I'm getting ready to get this complaint and unpack it myself too. And let's talk about it more, because this is heinous, to say the least.
Yes, Sonny, agreed. These allegations are heinous. They are disgusting. They are reprehensible. And this is only a representation by one side. I can't emphasize enough how we're just being very clear in reporting this is what's being alleged. We're not a court of law, and we know it's being denied by both Diddy and Jay Z. Both of these men have adamantly denied these claims. Sonny, you raised so many great questions. I'm reading further in this complaint about how this plaintiff, this 13-year-old child, is said to have got home. So it goes on to say that she did fight back, was able to stand up, grab her clothes and her shoes, and run out of the bedroom. So the allegation is that after she was raped by these two men, allegedly, that she was able to grab her things, get out and hold her dress in front of her like a towel, cover up her body to an extent by holding her dress like a towel. As it says, she ran around the residence until she found the front door. It says, although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of the plaintiff's distress or attempt to help her, and that she put her clothes on after she got outside and left in the pitch dark. She ran until she reached a gas station. A female clerk saw her in distress, allowed her to use the phone. She called her dad, admitted that she lied about her whereabouts, asked him to pick her up. Dad picked her up shortly.
Now, okay. Let's take a moment to comment on this, right? So she got away, barely with anything on but a towel. Apparently, she was able to call her dad. Okay, dad comes to where she is now. She gets in the car. First thing she says is, Jay Z, Diddy, and a woman raped me. What happens next? Let's listen to what happens next in this baby's life in this moment.
Before dawn, and that it says she fell into a deep depression, suffers from PTSD and a seizure disorder alleged to have been caused by stress and trauma. Difficulty with relationships, difficulty functioning in society is what's being alleged here. Ooh. Sonny, you asked about the parents. You said, where were the parents? And so here we have dad potentially becoming a witness here, because dad sees her right after the fact, after this alleged trauma. What do you think about that?
The fact.
Okay. We're taking a listen to what had happened with victim from 2000, right? So 24 years ago, she has made her way to a industry party and she alleges was raped by Jay Z, Diddy while a female celebrity watched. So we're to the point now where she escapes within inches of her life, naked with a towel on, calls her dad. This is in New York City. Calls her dad, and dad comes, and this is where we are up to now.
Be guards, there would be limo drivers, there would be people, and she could make it out and run to the gas station. All of that is a lot. The father is absolutely a witness. And if you saw your child in that type of state, you mean to tell me you wouldn't take your child to the hospital? You wouldn't call the police? You wouldn't get more details? Where is the mother? Where are all of the other things that don't add up enough in this particular case? What is the relationship that she had with her parents? And if she calls her dad and he just comes out and does, a father that comes out and does nothing, that doesn't seek to find the answers, that is a lot to also unpack, and investigators absolutely need to talk to this witness, need to find the potential witness at the gas station. I know it's 24 years later, but she ran down the street. There were other things before she got to the gas station. What else do we know? Who else could have seen her? This is a lot, but once again, in these type of cases, let me say this, there are always a lot of allegations. They are always heinous. They are always irreprehensible, and they always need to be investigated. We need to have these allegations, as in every case, investigated. Because if the limo driver said, according to the complaint, that this is the type of person Sean Diddy Combs likes, that means she is not the only one, allegedly, which means this is why this needs to be investigated. And if there are other young individuals or even older individuals, we need to have this investigated and not just fall on the allegations themselves. They are heinous, and this is what law enforcement does. No federal prosecutor wants to have this kind of information out there without a legal lens and the hands and the necessary tools that law enforcement have at their have access to investigate the case, whether 24 years, 30 years. We do this all the time, and I think it is a miscarriage of justice if this is not investigated before we start talking about money.
Right, Sonny. I love everything you said. I'm in complete agreement. I have so many more questions for you. I want to dig in with you on what investigators may do with this. Surely they're aware. They were aware of the existence of this complaint, weeks ago, whenever this was filed. I remember we talked about it in great detail, and now we have another major allegation being brought. And so we're going to talk more about, again, these allegations and Jay Z's very strong response denying them. And again, a reminder, Sean Diddy Combs has denied these allegations as well.
Hey, sorry for interrupting. Isn't that annoying? What if I told you there was a way to get rid of ads?
We're gonna take a pause and read the comments. So, let's set the Hood Prophet says, damn. It was at the VMA Awards, okay? He said his kids will have to face the repercussions of it from other kids at school. No. Out. I don't want y'all listening to this type of content. Go play. Thank you. Here, boo-boo, French fries. You want no fries? Here. Shut my door. Okay. Lissette says he said his kids will have to face the repercussions of it from other kids at school. Right. I mean, for the children, even if it comes out not to be what is alleged, kids are cruel. Kids are mean. These are celebrity children. You see what I'm saying? You can imagine some of the things that celebrity kids say. Like, I know that, what's the name's little daughter, right? Can y'all hear me? Let me make sure that y'all can hear me. 1 second. I don't see my microphone moving or nothing. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Great. Okay. I really thank all 73 of y'all for being in my live. Thank you so very much. Okay. Yeah, celebrity kids are mean. Like, say, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's daughter, the oldest one, what's her name? North, West, South, East, whatever, Chicago, one of those. But it's the oldest little girl. I hear she is very unruly, mouthy, talks to grown people, looks to grown people as if they are her equal, and treats them like that, especially ones that are like not as wealthy as her mom and dad, like maids, people, caregivers that take care of them, chauffeurs, things like that. I hear she talks to them like they are scum beneath her motherfucking feet. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even if Jay Z is believed to or made to be, vindicated in this matter, his kids very well may still suffer from other kids' cruelty, especially other wealthy kids, cruelty of like, oh, your daddy is rapist. Yeah, we believe he raped that 13-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all think y'all so goddamn special and y'all so goddamn above and elite and all this, the billionaire family and all of this. Yeah, we heard your daddy raped the 13-year-old and we believe it. He only got off because he got money. You know how cruel kids are. So thank you, Lisette the Hood Prophet, for bringing that point up. She also says everybody about to go down now. Girl, look, I really believe, you know what I'm saying, that is very much what that's going to be. You see what I'm saying? Because it's also lots out there about Kanye West. Kanye West has lawsuits about his ass. We're going to put Kanye West up on the whiteboard. Let's not forget Kanye West. Kanye West has a lot of goddamn scrutiny about his ass, about, the way that Kanye West is a sexual harassing person, down to the boardrooms with his employees and people that work under the Yeezy, you know what I'm saying, organization, that he is very mean, cruel, sexually harassing, you know what I'm saying, in all of the worst ways that you could think of. So Kanye West is on the motherfucking whiteboard as well for all of the shit that has been also alleged to have gone on with his motherfucking ass. Okay, so yes, Miss Lisette, everybody is about to go down. We're gonna get on Ray J. Ray J has now seemingly left the country. We're not gonna segue over to Ray J right now. We're gonna leave Ray J for another live. We're gonna do a live on Ray J's ass all to his motherfucking self, because he, we need to give him that type of time on that topic. Okay. Yes, everybody's about to go down, Lisette the Hood Prophet. That's exactly what the fuck we're seeing. She's saying, Lisette the Hood Prophet said Rihanna was 16 years old. Yes, Rihanna was a teenager. I believe I had heard that as well. That Rihanna was 6 motherfucking teen when his ass, had her around the Rock Nation side of the situation. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Lisette the Hood Prophet, for clearing up the exact age. I just checked the sound, Lisette the Hood Prophet, so now everything should be fine. New Finesse. Hi. She says we all should have seen this coming. I'm sure there will be many more. Yes, Lisette. New Finesse Meadows. Yes, baby. I definitely believe that. Kanye West will be under fire. TD Jakes will be under fire. I do believe Diddy's kids will be under fire. I do believe Ray J will be under fire. Yes. Oh, most definitely. I believe we're going to see lots of people that are not in the entertainment, the forefront of entertainment. I think we're going to see a lot of motherfuckers that were, fading to black, but with very big, profiles and you know what I'm saying, statues of money. You know what I'm saying? I believe that those type of people will be exposed. You see what I'm saying? So let's get back on in. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Thank you for all of the viewers. We're up to like 75 views. Thank you so very much, all of my TikTokers, for listening in on the Diddler or the Jay Z added to the Diddy side of the situation with the lawsuits.
This forever.
It's called pop.
Attention GLP-1 drug users. GLP-1 drugs have been linked to causing severe stomach problems.
To the True Geordie YouTube channel. Last week it was Conor McGregor. Just said, well, you know, hopefully we don't have to do any more videos like this. Well, now it's Jay Z's turn, and I like his records, so this is a bit of a shame, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? 99 problems. Obviously, he's got one more than that now. 100. That would make 100. Yeah. And you remember that conversation that people used to have about, would you do 500 grand cash or dinner with Jay Z? Because Jay Z, I mean, he's going to enlighten you. He's going to broaden your horizons. He's got all the connections to take you further than 500 grand cash. I always said I'd take the money. And I definitely stand by that now, because I'm not saying he's guilty, but he does have a lot of dodgy friends. Do you know what I mean? And now this, I'm just like, yeah, I'll take the money. I'll take the money. Thank you. Jay Z's been accused of some bad shit, right? And it's by a girl who at the time was 13 years old, which heightens this whole thing, right? And there's been rumors. There has been rumors for years. We've seen them on Twitter. We've all seen them. But nothing concrete, right? No one's put pen to paper. Has put pen to paper, and this was alleged a while back, but I think she's since revealed Jay Z's name after reaching out for some sort of mediation, which was declined. I'm confused by that, but let's get into the accusations now. So on September 7th, 2000, the girl in question was then 13 years old. She had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try and attend the VMA Awards. This was on her bucket list, apparently, as she believed she could gain entry. So to cut a long story short, she was struggling to get into the VMAs, and she decided to approach the limousine drivers outside to see if she could either get away in or get away into an after party. More confident than I was at 13 years old, by the way. And apparently one of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for P. Diddy and told her that Diddy liked younger girls and that she fit what Diddy was looking for. Gross, innit? So the driver basically says, I'll take you to P. Diddy's after party. You wait here. I'm going to take Diddy and everyone to the after party. Then I'll come back and get you and I'll drop you off at the after party. It's just mental. Like, even if this is fabricated, just this story is wild. Like, we're just picking random people up off the street. Like, I guess this was in the 2000s, remember, as well. So it wasn't in the era of the social media, everyone's recording everything and there's documentation of everything. People were probably taking a lot more chances back then. So we kind of have to remember this when we're reading this, that this was a different time where people, especially Diddy, took a lot more risks. So he then takes her to a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. So it sort of fits the bill of what you'd expect, a huge mansion, basically. Once inside, two men asks the girl to sign a document, which she didn't read, but she now believes was probably an NDA. And she was basically told, you can't discuss what happens at this party. She gave them the name and signed the form, and she didn't receive a copy. So apparently when she got into the building, she recognized many celebrities as she entered the living room or the foyer containing a large crowd. And she attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of those celebrities that she recognized who she'd actually wanted to see at the VMAs. Now, first I'm thinking, at 13, I could never have just walked in there and just ingratiated myself into a crowd like that. I was a little spotty teenager. It was antisocial. Still am a little bit. With the girl at her age, even if she had have done the hair and makeup to make herself look older and dressed a certain way, how much older could she look? Was this just accepted at Diddy's parties that you would just see really young girls there, and when people just like, yeah, this is what he's like? Who the fuck knows? The way she's telling the story, it's as if she just walked in and made herself at home and there was just no questions asked, no like, what the fuck's this doing here? Like, what's going on? It doesn't sound like there was a reaction at all. It sounded like everything was fine. Which, if true, is in itself weird, because like, what the fuck's a random 13-year-old doing at an adult party like this? Like, no one asks any fucking questions. Like, apparently there were people there doing a lot of drugs. Shock. The Diddy party, I think that was something that we were expecting to hear. And there were servers handing out drinks. Apparently she was handed a drink that was a reddish yellow mixture, tasted like orange and cranberry and something bitter. After drinking the first portion of the drink, the plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. down. Here's a photograph of an exemplary container used by Combs and his agents to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks, as seen below. Now, GHB, I actually have a little bit of knowledge on, not because I've ever tried it, thank fuck, but it was a popular drug back in the bodybuilding era in the 90s. My dad actually tried it once, at least once. He tried a lot of things. Basically, it would help you knock you out in order to give you better recovery in sleeping deeper and longer, and it would just knock you out. But what you could do if you did drink it and try to stay awake is you would be off the map, basically. And this was something that Diddy definitely, from all the accusations, seemed to use a lot of in spiking people's drinks. So apparently she's not feeling great at this point. She's looking for a place to rest. She looks down a hallway with several rooms, and she entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom. She didn't lock the door. She just went to lie down for a moment. The rooms contained only a large bed with not much other furniture. And soon after lying down, Sean P. Diddy Combs entered the room along with the other defendant, as he's named here, Jay Z, and a female celebrity who has been named Celebrity B in this court form here. And the plaintiff apparently immediately, the girl, recognized all of the celebrities. So P. Diddy apparently approached her with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." He then threw her towards a wall, causing her to fall. She then got up and stumbled, at which point he grabbed her and threw her on the bed. At that point, Jay Z apparently began removing her clothes as she grew more and more disoriented.
Okay, so basically that's what we heard from the last journalist speaking about this. So let's go ahead and wrap up the Jay Z conversation. Jay Z, Diddy, and Hollywood Exposed episode, Tommy Schofield. Let's take a listen as we wrap this episode up.
Tired of having to stream in 720p and stream.
At Tanisha Talks Tea. Thank you all for being here. We are, sipping this hot tea right off of the teapot of Jay Z. Jay Z is under scrutiny with a lawsuit of him being in a Diddy lawsuit where he was also alleged now to be the anonymous person. I think Jermaine's in the bathroom. To be the anonymous person that is now come out of Z. Okay, let's take a listen to the Sean Atwood Show.
You can't do a show. You can't get an award. You can't do anything of any kind if you do not pay homage to the high priestess that is old Bebe. Allegedly. A lot of people out there saying that woman is a witch. There really are a lot of, it sounds silly to say, does it not? But if you want to get really weird sometimes, start deep diving. You can Google how many people, right? How many people have said thank you to Beyonce Knowles before getting an award? And the answer to the question is everyone. Everyone gets an award. Thanks, baby. Why is that? I love that. Sorry, people are just getting say. You got to be checking. Things are happening. This is an ever evolving story. I like it. I like it. I like it. I really do. Cunning, calculated. Aren't all demons that way? I tell you what, most criminals are. Most criminals are. And there's a criminal mindset around everything. The way, even his statements, right? This isn't the statement of an innocent human being. It's the statement of a criminal. Goes, oh, okay, hold my beer. We're doing this. Right? All right, let's do it. Little name calling, right? A little questioning a person's integrity. Yeah. So there is a lot of allegations out there about some really heavy stuff, the kind of stuff that if you talk about, people call you crazy, right? For real. But there's some ritual that goes on with these people, a lot of it, including all of the or a great deal of the abuses that these people who want to be stars have to endure. the egg, allegedly, you all know the egg, what is alleged that these people have to do, having an egg inserted into them. These are men that needed to be inserted into their backside because the fellas above them need to know if they're ready to go to work. If not, they got to put more work in, which apparently means that you need to go and get your backside stretched out. Not sure how you're going to go about that, but I'm guessing it's against what your normal proclivities are. You see, I'm no armchair shrink, but it seems to me that Diddy's love, his joy, his what flips his switch is getting people to do things they don't want to do, forcing people to do things they don't want to do. If you believe this is pretty nasty, man. Aha! Hippie chick. Hippie chick. Hippie chick. But who named her queen? Very interesting question, isn't it? Well, she's either a priestess, right? Some weird old demonic thing, right? Or she and her husband are the two most talented people that ever did music in any way. Because between the two of them, they've pulled down more Grammys than Beatles, Stones, like Pink Floyd. Name your band, AC/DC, country. I don't care what you're into. Nobody ever, anywhere.
I'm a pause. Tommy Schofield. He is a content creator over in the UK. He's, knowledgeable, informational about a lot of our American culture and all of this carrying on. I fucks with him. So anyway, who named Beyonce queen? We did. We named Beyonce our queen of, in our entertainment and shit. We did that. We took the Beyonce like a motherfucking bee to a honeycomb. And you know what I'm saying? That's what it's been since Beyonce hit, the entertainment genre. We gave Beyonce the title of queen. We did that. So, not for nothing, we put Beyonce up on this, life of her being our queen by supporting her music and her entertainment.
It's been more successful musically because, damn it, Jay Z is just. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, man. I'm not buying it. And you're right. This is the ritual. The ritual is about humiliation. It's about humiliation. These guys have been vocal. These guys have been vocal about the last thing in the world you want is an artist with any talent, right? Man, you do not want you don't want anybody with any talent. Talented people jump and go to other labels. Talented people want more. Talented people complain about their music rights. Talented people act like Prince. Which, by the way, didn't work out very well for Prince either. It's pretty damn awful, if you ask me. You know what? There's something to this. There is something to this. For all we know, Bebe is out there conjuring up stuff right now. She's having ceremonies because of the things that are being said about her. I believe that this is not far-fetched, folks. It may sound crazy to some people. I don't think this is far-fetched. Or my name isn't Sean Atwood. Did you catch that, Beyonce? Sean Atwood. It's 2 O's. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, if you're going to put a curse on, I'm curse-proof. You might want to try it. No, I was not comparing Prince and her. Please don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. No, Prince had immense talent. The vast majority of people in this industry do not. And that's sadly the truth. It didn't used to be that way. I believe they all used to have. But these people brag about how you don't get any of that. Do you realize that there's the song all of Katy Perry, last Friday night, you know that stuff. So the woman that wrote that for Katy Perry writes for everybody on planet Earth. There's a handful of these people that just crank out one hit after another. And if it doesn't go to
Neo, I believe Neo is also going to be, you see what I'm saying, under some scrutiny for the situation as well. I'm just feeling talking about shit right now, so we just skip around and see who else is getting down with the Jay Z topics. Okay, so let's talk about it for a few minutes. Who do y'all believe? Let's put Jay Z's ass up on the screen. Ooh, who could the woman be, y'all? Who could the woman be? Do y'all think the woman is Beyonce? Hey, grandson. Do y'all think the woman is Beyonce? Like, let's talk about it for a minute. Let's pause this and talk about it. Do y'all think the woman is Beyonce? Like, do y'all think that Beyonce, not saying do y'all think Beyonce is the actual woman in the room, if this ever really did occur? However, do y'all think that this alleged, moment or whatever, crime, let's say crime, that allegedly took place, do you think that the anonymous celebrity woman that will be the person that comes out, to be known who it is, do you think they're gonna say it's Beyonce? Do y'all think that Beyonce will be the anonymous female celebrity woman that they come out with? Let's listen to Popcorn Planet.
Horrific things so bad that Jay Z has had to respond immediately. We have his comments right here. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. You're going to be hearing about this all week, guys. This is massive. I wanted to get something out quick as I was learning about it. We're going to get much more detail throughout the week, but we have Jay Z's response along with the allegations. Jay Z is now being accused in a civil lawsuit of R-ing a 1-year-old person back in 2000 along with Diddy. Now, again, allegations. These are allegations. He is being accused of doing this by an anonymous accuser at Jane Doe who said this happened back in 2000 at a VMA after party. It was originally filed back in October, a couple months ago in New York, but now it has been refiled tonight with Sean Carter as the celebrity involved. Tony Busby, who filed it, did not comment. Now, if you've been following the channel, and you should be, hit that subscribe if you haven't, Tony Busby has released these names. A celebrity was then threatening to sue Tony Busby. This is all blackmail. It now sure looks like that person was Jay Z, because Jay Z has responded and he's coming out swinging. Let's look at what he said, then I'll come back and we'll see all the thoughts here that we got on this new massively big update. Here's Jay Z's comments. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud that you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime on against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? Pausing. It's not really up to Tony Busby to say, it's up for the federal government. We'll see if they do take charges against Jay Z. But a little bit of a deflection here right out the gate. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. The lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Ouch, she's really going for it. My only heart is from my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world. We have to watch how their life, story is dressed in costumes for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, and who believe the idiotic claims you have leveled against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable.
I applied to over 200 tech jobs and got rejected from every single one of them. And then I found out about other
our sources to get info. Popcorn Planet.
And being aggressive in a response, but this ain't it, man. There's so much deflection in this. There's so much attacking in this rather than trying to get to the fact of the matter of I wasn't even there and whatever. Plus, you have to add the fact that Jay Z still hasn't condemned Diddy, his best friend Diddy, who's done horrible things on video that we've already seen. And now, whether all these allegations are real or not, it's where a lot of us are left to assume they are. Dude, Jay Z, good luck, man. What? This isn't the way, man. This isn't the way. Now, look, it'll be interesting to see what happens if he really does file a suit back to clear his name.
So we're gonna take a moment, right? No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I would not give you one red penny. Okay, Jay Z's looking at it like, okay, all they want is money, and I can understand that aspect of him saying that. But Jay Z, if this is a person saying that they are a victim, you should show more empathy. Yeah, money may play a factor in a reason why a person wants, you know what I'm saying, or is making these allegations about somebody and saying, oh, I was hurt, I was raped, I was 13 years old, I was a minor, I can't consent, even if I was there. Yeah, I knew I was a minor, I was 13. You see what I'm saying? You should show more empathy than just, so no, I will not give you one red penny. Okay. No, I feel him on these allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint. Very, 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 very much so. Right? Hey. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked up, right? Right. Right, Jay Z. Yes, you are absolutely 100% right. If you did do this, then you should be in jail with Diddy, right? Because that's where Diddy is for doing these alleged same crimes. These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. Okay. He says that the lawyer has, he's done his research on him. This Busby, and that he has a pattern of this type of theatrics. I've heard that too, that he goes after very wealthy, high profile celebrities. And you know what I'm saying? This is his MO. You know, I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human being, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. Jay Z says he's more than prepared to deal with this type. You can claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. Okay. My only heartbreak is for my family. Where did I want to take a moment to, you know, give my opinion on something Jay Z said in this response. Okay. You have made a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it. First of all, Jay Z is not young. Jay Z is in his 50s. Okay, he's middle-aged. He was a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. Now, Jay Z, you are a 50-year-old man of stellar excellence, black excellence, worth. You know, we don't play these type of games. What games are you referring to, middle-aged man? That, you know what I'm saying, is got himself named in a very serious lawsuit starting off, which, like Cassie, started off as a motherfucking lawsuit. It went into then Homeland Security and motherfucking the FBI, you know, fucking with Diddy. Okay. Period. This is not a game. It's all over the news. Everybody's talking about it. You see what I'm saying? This is not a game, Diddy or Jay Z. This is not a game, sir. This is not a game. This is very real. What the fuck we're reading and listening to right now. We don't play these type of games. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Man, don't come around talking about I cheated on B. Don't come around talking about I cheated on Bay. Bay, right? Bay. Don't Beyonce. Don't say I cheated on Beyonce. I don't play them type of games, nigga. That's what you say when somebody accuses you of doing something like that. When somebody accuses you of raping a 13-year-old little girl, that's not a game. That's serious. Like, you know, I would never, you know, align myself mentally, emotionally, financially, or physically with a 13-year-old child when I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not a pervert pedophile. Okay, I like full-grown women like my wife, as you see. That's what I like, a woman of age and maturity. That would have been a better response, Mr. Jay Z, sir. Not, I don't play these type of games. What's a game to be played here? What, the money grab part of the situation? Because fuck the money, nigga. This is life altering. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna want your 13-year-old pedophile ass doing anything representing their brand, their get down, beauty boo, down. You see what I'm saying? Their situations like the football teams, leagues that he owns, the cognacs and things that Jay Z endorses and things like that. You know what I'm saying? All of that. The Megan Thee Stallions of the situations that he manages. Ain't nobody gonna want you around their situations, nigga. So fuck the money. You need to get this shit unfucked. I'm not saying you need to be a bitch nigga and pay niggas that just say that you did anything to them. But you need to come out and let your real understanding of a middle-aged man take control of this situation and get ahead of it. Get out of here. Thank you. Now. Close my door. Close it. Okay. We have very strict codes and honor. What is the code to not sleeping with a 13-year-old girl when you're a grown-ass man? That is just instinctually what you're not so fucking supposed to do. I don't have a code to where I don't sleep with minors. No, I just instinctually know better as a grown-ass woman to not want to desirably sleep with a fucking child. I have no code that I live by that says, oh, according to the code 152, I'm not supposed to sleep with minors. Nah, nigga, I know that instinctually. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Okay. Only your network of conspiracies, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims. I mean, it's not idiotic. This is a very heinous, you know what I'm saying? This is the worst of the worst thing that somebody can say that you've done to somebody in life, besides murder for, no reason whatsoever. This is not like an idiot is like Beavis and Butthead. Those are idiots. You see what I'm saying? This is a very, much of a attack against you and your entire empire of things that you are and who you are, period. That's what this is. And an idiot didn't throw this together because all of the news and everybody else is talking about this shit. If this came from somebody that, didn't know how to draw up a motion in court or even begin to try to get a fucking victim in front of a fucking federal courthouse, then I can honestly say this is an idiotic claim. No. This has made it to where everybody's talking about this being a motion that has been filed back in October from Diddy, and you have now become from anonymous to the person named as the second person that raped a 13-year-old girl. If not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, it would be laughable. But that's exactly what this is. So why even put laughable and the seriousness of harm to kids in the same fucking sentence? Because there's nothing laughable about a motherfucker doing this, the nature of this lawsuit.
This is going to go to court. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, and we're going to bring in a legal team tomorrow to break down what this actually means for Jay Z, if he's really serious now that he's made such a public attack back at Busby. This is going to become a massive battle of Busby versus Carter, or versus Spiro, who's his lawyer in this, Alex Spiro, who, let's be clear, is a fantastic lawyer, guys. The one who got Alec Baldwin off in that masterful thing that if you haven't seen it, you should watch our coverage of the finale. It was insane how good that guy is. So this is fascinating to see a celebrity this aggressive. Tells me, look, the truth is, I always say it. If you were innocent,
he sounds mad.
Talk to anybody, get it out there, screaming, I'm innocent. So there's a little bit of that where I'm like, all right, he's coming strong. He's like, I'm not doing this. I got nothing to hide. Come at me, bro. So there's a part of this, I'm like, interesting. He's going there. Because again, if he's proven to have anything incorrect in this, It's going to destroy his credibility,
Thank
just
you.
like Diddy did when he denied that he did anything to Cassie. So Jay-Z's got to be super careful here, or he's desperate. And that's the other thing that this reads to me. I don't know about you guys. This reeks of a little bit of a desperation, bringing his wife into it and his kids and all this stuff, like how laughable it is. Is it that laughable?
Hell no. But you definitely throw the whole kitchen table at a situation when somebody's trying to, you know what I'm saying, put their foot on your neck and bury you in some bullshit where you won't see the light of day again or recover again or anything like that. You throw the entire fucking kitchen sink at a motherfucker when they come at you like that with some, you know, shit. It sounds like Jay-Z's angry. Can you blame him? I'd be angry if they threw me into some Diddy shit. Like, what the fuck you mean, Diddy? Fucking with Diddy shit. Don't put me in Diddy shit. I'm not in Diddy shit. Hell no, I ain't. That ain't me. In Diddy shit. The fuck? And then why do you come out with the anonymous and if you pay me off, then, you know, I'll go away type shit. I won't pursue anything else. You see what I'm saying? Jay-Z angry.
Dude, are we all supposed to assume that this is impossible to happen? Well, I'm sorry, Jay-Z. I don't know you that well. I don't trust you. I don't know you. I know you were a powerful dude who tried to shut Piers Morgan down, but nobody else, not Jaguar Wright. Why aren't you suing Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z?
Jaguar Wright.
If what she's saying is laughable, that's where all this is coming from. Why aren't you have the money? What is he, I don't get it. What does he actually do?
Jaguar Wright ain't got nothing to sue. Ain't nobody thinking about her ass. She ain't got shit to sue for. But Piers Morgan got reach for real. Jaguar Wright only goes past, you know, up to this internet, to this YouTube. Stop. Piers Morgan touches elbows with real people in the real world where Jay-Z live at, in Jay-Z's atmosphere. So Piers Morgan put out a motherfucking narrative about Jay-Z's ass can go a whole lot further than where than Jaguar Wright could go with this shit, which is right here to YouTube. Well, I'm not on YouTube, Facebook. Right there to YouTube. Okay, that's why he doesn't know. Ain't nobody suing Jaguar. Ain't nobody think about Jaguar's ass.
Or is this all deflection? Is this all a shell game that he's trying to do to distract you from the fact that something might be up? This is a big deal. Now, he does make a good point in that if this really happened and it's clear that it happened, why wouldn't there be a criminal case? But that begs another question. Will there be? Could there be one coming up? Could this all be part of the FBI team to sort of level out how this plays out with these celebrities, how they react, who else comes forward? They're trying to rally more evidence. They've made it clear more's coming.
The average person sees around 10,000 online ads.
Wow, Popcorn Planet pay some bills. We are listening to the new lawsuit. Well, not new, came out in October, but Jay-Z's now from anonymous to actually naming him as a second attacker in the you know, raping of a 13-year-old John Jane Doe person.
You have to add the whole Diddy of it as well, because Diddy's now behind bars. Is Diddy going to try to throw away Jay-Z and throw him to the feds to try to get a little less sentencing? There are so many things that could happen now that make this scary for Jay-Z and Beyonce, no doubt. Make me very curious as to what's going on. These are not, you know, small claims. And he's coming out strong, but he's had a very strong relationship with Diddy. We've had many people come on this channel and say that they're more connected than he'll ever admit. Now, I can't confirm that, nor am I trying to confirm that. I don't know. But I know he's definitely not going after the people who are really spreading it. It doesn't matter if they have money or not. You should be shutting them up to prove it's BS.
But ain't nobody listening to them. So
prove it. Jaguar, prove it. All these people who have gone out there bravely calling this man out. And a lot of people have been calling him out. So I don't know what to believe, dude. All I know is you two were extremely close. Extremely close. And I do not trust this man. So I'm sorry, Jay-Z. I'm sorry, Hova. I don't trust you either. So this whole, like, this is laughable. My poor kids, blah, 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 blah. It's not working on me. I need more than that. I appreciate the aggression of, I'm innocent. Leave me alone. Then you should have named it immediately. I would have had more respect if Jay Z had come out immediately after Tony's BuzzFeed and just admitted this is nonsense. I'm not involved. But the reason Jay Z hasn't been able to do this is because he hasn't condemned Diddy. He has not condemned Diddy, and that to me was first error. And this should mark all celebrities who were paying attention. You took too long to condemn Diddy. You should have been out there day one, and all of them didn't. It just has so many recollections of Harvey W. and all the people who knew were complicit in what he did to those poor women. Man, this is only going to get more and more spicy, more and more intense. And yes, we will get some legal experts on tomorrow to break down what this means,
and we will be here
as well
for
as more
that.
details as they pour in.
Popcorn Planet. Okay, we're gonna wrap up Jay Z. Okay. We're gonna come back with some stuff about the victims, alleged victims of Diddy that, you know, lied and said that they are not, you know, the actual girls in the videos and things like that. Misha Fuller finally admits that she's not the girl in the DNG photo, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna listen to that and much more. Thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really, really thank all of the tea talkers that showed up and showed out for Tanisha Talks Tea today. Okay. It's looking really good in the numbers, and I'm so thankful to see it, guys. 85 people tuned in during the actual live. Lots of comments. Thank you all for watching. I will see you up here next time. We're going to sip some more hot tea because it's hot out here on these tea talking streets, y'all. Make sure you join me back. Tanisha Talks Tea. Talk to you later. Signing off. Bye.
Welcome to Tanisha Talks Tea, where we dive into authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us, from personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation.